Hey, alarm by God. Today I'm going to start off with Psalm 139, verse 7 through 9. Where can I go from the Spirit? Or where can I flee from your presence? If I ascend into heaven, you are there. If I make my bed in hell, behold, you are there. If I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea. Basically, that's about being away for a long time. And I felt I've been away a long time. I know it's like scriptures about how, it's really not a good thing to like dwell in the past, and you should go, push forward towards the presence. And I do dwell on the past, whether it's good or bad. So I'm happy God taking me in this direction to get a lot of things out of me that was going on in the past to now. So, yellow cougar was something back in the past. Yellow cougar. You like, what the hell is a yellow cougar? Yellow cougar is the car that my Uncle Michael, my gay Uncle Michael, drove when he came from Tennessee to Detroit to pick my little black ass up from Detroit, Michigan in the summertime. From then already now, I still look at that time period as like one of them greatest times I ever had. It was when I could be asleep, then my uncle come waking me up. My Uncle Michael. Imagine somebody waking you up and you love them, you miss them, you can't go, you can't wait to go with them, and they just wake you out your sleep. That's how I felt. I felt like I was like the greatest kid ever. My Uncle Michael is here to pick me up in Detroit, Michigan, to take my little black ass to Union City, Tennessee. The happiest moments of my childhood. And he happened to have a car that was a yellow. It was like Big Bird yellow. Big Bird yellow. Like a yellow cougar. That was like the greatest times. And especially when he like popped up, I was waiting. Like, Uncle Michael coming in. I didn't know when the time he was going to come. And I happened to be like knocked out, passed out, and he would wake me up and stuff. Yeah. And then just like that, we on a long road trip. I'm getting to feed cows and horses. Just going on the freeway trips, getting away from mama, not being around my little brother for a minute. Now in Union City, Tennessee, where I'm eating like frog legs. I never would have experienced eating, frog legs if I never left the city. And then just like that, like I say, my uncle was gay. He was like, to me, he was like the cool gay one. But when I got around his friends, I feel like, they was a little bit more, out there, a little bit more flamboyant, I guess I can say. Use that word. A little bit more flamboyant. So they was a little bit more flamboyant and at the same time, country. And out the closet, like really didn't care. Wasn't trying to hide anything. So being gay, little flamboyant, out the closet, and being country. And the first person I did, get to meet was, Guy named, his name was Knox. I think it was Knox. And yeah, he was different. But like I say, I'm young, so I really didn't give a damn. It was different. I'm hanging around my uncle and his friends. I'm around my auntie and cousins and all them. But here I am, like 9, 10 years old. I'm going back and forth from Tennessee every summertime. I'm just having fun. Really didn't care. My uncle coming to pick me up. I'm around his gay friends. I wasn't really looking at it as anything that was gay. I knew something was different, but I didn't give a fuck. I didn't, because I was with my Uncle Michael. That's all I cared about, as long as I was with my Uncle Michael. They're just like that. I'm around Holly and Sheila and my Aunt Mildred and Greg and, Greg and Joe. What the hell? That's why I hate when you get older, you be forgetting that people's name. But I was around, my cousins. And it was different. It was country life. What was his name? Cross the street, Quentin. Like bare feet. Just everything. Just and going to grocery stores, all type of stuff, just barefoot. Like eating all type of stuff. Everything was from city, living in Detroit, to country. So yeah, you could get older and everything, and you could go through stuff, and you can live, and you can, whether you go to another state and you get older and you grow apart from a lot of things. I'm a person, I'm not gonna forget things that made me happy, things that made me smile, and being in that yellow cougar with my gay uncle is things that made me smile, things that made me happy. So just because I got older, what, you supposed to let stuff like that go? I don't really have anything else. But yeah, I have things that I felt good about, but I'm talking about genuine, like relationship with a person to another person. Those are the things that made me smile, things that made me happy. And those was the days when I was younger, when I was with my Uncle Michael in the yellow cougar, going up freeways in the yellow cougar. I was happy with my uncle and his yellow cougar. I was happy. Yes, I was. I was able to get away from my mama, my strict mama. Mama did what she had to do, but damn, I would love to be able to say, yeah, mama did what she had to do, but damn, I didn't have no laughter. I didn't have no smiles. So it's okay. Mama did what she had to do, right? But damn, no smiles, no laughter, no memories, no good memories. But mama did what she had to do, right? I guess that's all that matters. Damn having any type of happiness and anything. But as long as mama did what she had to do, that's all that matters, right? Right? But my happy moments was when my uncle picked me up from Detroit and took my black ass to Union City, Tennessee, running in the cornfields. Had my cousin Sheila and my cousin Sharonda. Sharonda. Yeah, those were the days. Like I say, you get older. Then now you working and you pay checks and you punching in and child support, everything just grown up and everything just serious and everything. Yeah, it's just funny how your mindset automatically has to change, because you go from a child that was growing up and you end up being in certain situations or certain growing up parts of being with different people, whether they was family members, whether they was friends, whether they was the immediate family, whether they was the secondary set of the family, because we always go have the mama side and we go have the daddy side. You go have this grandma, that grandma. Like I say, it's always gonna be two sides. So it easily could go in so many different ways of which side of the family and which side of personalities that you will be around or grow around, or people that will be part of your raising. You know what I'm saying? You'll never know how it will go. It could easily go from left to right quickly. You're like, bam, it can change. How you being raised can easily change within a heartbeat, depending on what side of the family you are being raised on or growing up with. It can easily change within a heartbeat, within a second, within the growing of you on a day-to-day basis. It can easily change. But I know mine changed in the summertime when my Uncle Michael came and picked my little black ass up in that yellow cougar. That was the best times of my life. Those are the things that made me happy. So, like I say, we can talk about a lot of different things, but at the same time, if something was to happen to me right now, I'd be like, well, damn, what would I would like people to know? I would like people to know that when it came to my Uncle Michael, when I was around him, when I was younger, and of course nobody knew this, and I don't give a damn if it came to the time period of me being in my 50s, about to turn 51, for me to share a time period in my life when I was like 10, 9, 8, growing up. Those was the awesome, fantastic times of my life that I endured, that I enjoyed when I was with my Uncle Michael and the yellow cougar. The YC. I ask God a lot of times, I'm like, well, God, thank you, thank you for being there when I had my DUI. And I was like drinking and driving and everything, and I made it all the way to Lincoln County. And easily, I could have ran a stoplight. I could have killed a family. I could have killed some daughter. I could have killed a son. It's a whole lot of stuff that easily could have happened. It's gonna be a minute before I get past that, even though it things didn't turn out a certain way. It'll be a minute before I get over that. But I understand that I survived it. But damn, I was this close. I was this close to being locked up. They won't let me out. They won't let me out. I'm locked up. They won't let me out. They won't let me out. I was this close because I could have easily killed somebody. The flashing lights is what woke my ass up in Lincoln County. The fact that I don't even know where I was, way in Lincoln County, on my way home. Dion, put your truck back up. I remember saying that. And that was the last thing I remember saying. And just like that, the blue and red lights is waking me up. I'm coming to. Now I'm doing sobriety tests, standing on one leg. Mr. Rogers, you are under arrest. Quickly turn around and put my hands behind my back. And just like that, I'm in handcuffs, and now I'm struggling to get in back of that police cruiser that's very, very narrow, especially for a big black motherfucker like me. But yeah, I didn't kill nobody, didn't kill myself. Lucky, huh? Lucky. Way in Lincoln County. I'm talking about like a whole nother county away from the county I was supposed to be taking my behind to go home. By way in another county. Drinking and driving. Yeah. Yeah. I think my uncle's still living in Atlanta, Georgia, right? I think. That's the last thing I heard. I need to take my behind down there. Like me and my daughter probably shoot down there. Yep, shoot down there to see Uncle Michael. Probably, I think Lance or somebody's still down there with him. I'm assuming Lance down there, I think. I ain't seen him in a while. But those were the best times I ever had, man, as a child. When my uncle picked me up and took my little black ass down to Union City, Tennessee. And I was able to run through the cornfields. I was able to be barefooted, eating frog legs. I remember playing with this one little snake. I was like, I had a little, I was like poking at the snake. I was like, That snake got a hold, like this green thing, he got a hold of it, and he kind of came around. I'm like, ah! I ran like a little bitch. I never did that again. I think about that all the time. I was just like, you F you snake. That snake came up there like, I'm about to get you. I'm like, ah. Yeah, that was funny. But like I say, you get older. Like I say, you don't supposed to like reminisce. I mean, people say you shouldn't do, have certain things. I mean, memories are there, And if I was to compare the memories to back then to my memories now as an adult, no, they ain't gonna be funny or they ain't gonna be like happy. You know what I'm saying? They just gonna be old school, like learning. Ain't gonna be nothing interesting about it. It's not. Not saying it should be, but I understand when it comes to this personality, this brain that I have, I'm doing my best to not grow old and just be unhappy. Don't have no fun. Like you get old, you supposed to, not live young anymore, not feel young anymore, not wanting to experience things that made you happy. That's why I think about, and I'm happy I think about stuff like that because I want certain happy moments like that. You don't have to be necessary with the yellow cougar or with my Uncle Michael, but I understand the things that made me happy. So I want to believe that, like, yeah, I'm getting get closer to God and figure out how things that can make you happy. You know, like I'm reading Bibles more, and I'm like, okay, I'm thinking about the Zoom, and I'm thinking about like, I felt good because I was able to like get my daughter, fourth child, to talk to my third child, and I'm like, I just kept it real. I told my son, little Dion, I'm like, hey, I'm being honest with you. Like, I thought like if something happened to me right now, Deanna would not, Excellent would not know Deanna or Traquan or little Dion, right? It, it wouldn't be able to. So when I thought that, I was like, yeah, make that happen. And I quickly like, hey, got on phone with little Dion. I was like, hey, I got a surprise for you. And I was like, hey, here go Excellent. This is your sister. Y'all exchange numbers. This is things that was going on with Deanna. I mean, with Excellent and Deanna. little Dion, if you don't mind, I want you to be, you are the big brother, but can you start being a big brother to your sister from afar? I apologize, for not connecting y'all earlier, but it's never too late. And I felt good doing that. And hopefully, like I say, I don't want nothing to happen to my black ass, but if something happened, at least the connection is there. Then I plan on doing the same with Excellent to Deanna and Excellent to Traquan, and I plan on doing that. It's never too late, right? But like I said, Yellow Cougar, that was the greatest times ever with me and my Uncle Michael when he used to pick me up from Detroit and taking my little black ass down to Union City, Tennessee in the Yellow Cougar. That was by far the greatest moments, the greatest memories I ever had in my life. Even if it was as a child, I was happy. Very thankful. Thank you, Uncle Michael, for being there for your nephew at a time where I felt like, well, regardless of what my mama was going through, I already knew it wasn't no happy times. But I was able to create happy times when you came and picked my ass up and took me to Tennessee. I really thank you and I really appreciate you for that. A line by God, like I say, a line by God is nothing without God in me. We cool. God in me, we cool. Paved the way, was able to stump through the stumping grounds, create a lane for ABG, which is a line by God, to come through and open somebody like me up to easily make it very, 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 easy, I guess, to open me up and talk about a lot of different things. Just releasing a lot of different things that's inside of me. Because like I say, I'm already at the halfway point. And there's a lot of people, not saying they need to know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like I need to let that stuff get out of me. I'm trying to live my best years, but at the same time, people go look at you like, damn, what was wrong with this person, or why was they did? I don't give a damn, because we are who we are. But if I'm able to live my life and show some type of purpose, show some type of why this is the reason, because, or whatever, I'm going to do that. Well, I see Yellow Cougar, best times of my life with my Uncle Michael. Till next time.